Righty-ho, it's time to meet tonight's celebrity guest. He's the Welsh man with the mighty voice and even mightier hair. It's Rhydian Roberts.
The former X Factor finalist will be performing his new single for us tonight, but before we meet him, take a look at this.
Rhydian Roberts is part of the X Factor alumni. He finished second to Leon Jackson in 2007, but being runner-up has only made Rhydian stronger. His first 2 albums went platinum. He's toured the UK and appeared in numerous stage shows. Now, Rhydian's back with his new album and a new single. He's taken inspiration from the 80s new wave era, crossing over from opera to pop.
Rhydian, croeso mawr.
Well,
that was a bit of Welsh for you, everybody.
What did he mean?
Welcome.
He just said welcome.
Welcome. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm very well. I have to say, you're frightfully good looking, Matt Johnson.
Oh, thank you very much.
Isn't he? I mean, I'm a straight guy, but yeah, I can see that.
Thank you very much. He's all right. Shut up, sister. Shut up, you. How was the new album coming along, mate?
Well, I didn't have a wink of sleep last night because the album's out today. So apprehension, a little bit of nerves, but it's been a fantastic year. We've more or less worked on it for a year. Proper album build. It's completely different from the last 2.
Yeah.
In that the last 2 are classical crossover. This is a pop record. I've always wanted to release a pop record. After X Factor, that's kind of what I wanted to do. But Simon Cowell took me down the classical route, probably a little bit like one of his Axel Devo, but a solo version.
Okay.
So this is my first stab at that, and it's gone really well. I'm having great feedback.
Oh, good stuff.
So we were chatting to Joe McElderry the other week, and he said he'd had to retrain his voice from pop singing to opera singing.
Yeah.
Have you had to do something different to your voice,
Not really.
the reverse?
It's a good question, actually. No, not really. You don't train... I've always had quite a versatile voice, and I'm not really an opera singer. I'm a classical singer. I perform in some operas in college. But musical theatre, it was my passion. That's what I studied in. And so it's easier, I think, if you're trained in classically to do the pop. What I didn't want to do was murder the pop genre. I can't stand people who sing pop songs in an operatic way, you know. But this album, it doesn't sound like my last 2 albums at all, and it comes naturally to me. You know, you just a vocal, different setup vocally.
So were you kind of forced then for your first 2 albums to do a certain album by Simon?
No, it wasn't forced at all. I mean, you know, when Simon recommends something and suggests something, you kind of listen because he's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest guy in music in the world, and I had a great 3 years with him. And I think both albums were fantastic for different reasons. So you weren't forced. It was good in that genre. Now it's a completely different genre.
You've always had a good relationship with Simon, haven't you? You've always been quite tight.
Yeah, and we still are. I went to his birthday party, his big 50th bash and stuff.
What was that like?
Fantastic.
Any gossip?
A bit crude, but
oh yeah, strippers, etc., wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Simon. I just blew it there.
But you know, he's an amazing guy, and he really gave me the opportunity. Him, along with Danny Minogue, of course, who gave me that opportunity in the first place because she was my mentor. But yeah, this is completely. I'm not with Simon anymore. I'm with a new record label, Conehead. The album is 80s new wave. If you like 80s music.
Yeah, we've got a choice of songs like from Black and The Mission. These are quite eccentric 80s songs, aren't they?
Exactly.
Different, not obvious choices.
Yeah, there are other bands that I've covered, Lover Speaks. We've got When in Rome, The Promise. Lover Speaks, for instance. I've done a song, No More I Love Yous, which people will know, and they probably think that it's an Annie Lennox song.
I did, that's what I just said.
But it's not.
No.
It's a new wave song from the 80s, which is originally done by a guy. And I've got that on my album. And we've chosen songs which aren't obvious 80s covers. The last thing I wanted to do was to do an album of covers of Duran Duran, Wham, Spandau Ballet, because they'll play the originals on radio. You can't better that. I wanted to choose songs that perhaps didn't chart so well in the 80s, songs that were big in America that weren't brought over here, so I've spent a lot of time...
You were only born in 1983, and this song that you're performing later, Parade, it was originally by White and Torch, who I wasn't familiar with. So how did you go about researching these songs and choosing them? What's the story behind them?
It was the most old-fashioned way of finding a song. It was on a cassette tape.
They still do those?
They still do those. Harder to get now, but I have singing lessons once a week. I'm not embarrassed to say that I record my lessons on a tape player. And I needed a tape, and at home, I was in Wales at the time, there was a tape, my old brother's tape, and on this was 80s songs. The first song was Parade. I hadn't heard it before, didn't know what it was, loved it, and thought I could make that my own. I took it to my record label, they loved it, and one of the guys knew the original.
Oh, really?
And so we reworked it, did my own version, and from that we gathered other songs. There was another song on the tape as well, The Promise, which is the second song on my album, which I adore.
What a coincidence.
Well,
that all worked out like that.
Yeah,
Things happen
exactly.
For a reason,
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to you performing that song later, but we can't have you on this sofa without asking you about the X Factor, because you know a lot about it. The judging lineup's totally different this year, apart from Louis. Do you think it's going to be better for it?
You know, I'm glad Louis is still there, and I think you'll see the best of Louis. People ask me, will Louis change? You think he won't. He'll be exactly the same, but with a bit more freedom. I think the demographic who watch the show will increase even more with the girls at Talisa. Yeah. From N-Dubs. And Gary Barlow, there's no other guy, really, who knows his stuff.
He's a musical legend.
He is. You know, he's experienced huge highs. He's also gone through a lull as well, so he knows disappointment. And now he's back up to probably one of the most successful British artists, songwriters we've ever produced. You know, he's incredible. So I think it needed to change. I reckon Simon will be playing a part somewhere, though.
Yeah, I think he might
make
be
a guest appearance or two.
I'm sure he will. But it's been great chatting to you today.
Oh,
thank you very much for coming. Looking forward to your performance.
Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Diolch yn fawr I ti hefyd. Bit of Welsh for you there. Feel good, as well as with his performance. But first, he's back here with his new single, Parade, which is from his new album, Waves. It's the mighty, mighty Rhydian Roberts. Take it easy. Goodbye.
Acting like I should do, you won't even notice it. I try to hide my feelings, always get the best of me. Knowing that you sleep with him, it's just for you I waste my time.